Welcome to the Shadowverse Chronicles. Please like and subscribe. Now join us for the Eternal Slumber.
Dr. Sarah Chen wiped sweat from her brow, squinting against the harsh African sun. Her radio crackled to life, breaking the oppressive silence. "Dr. Chen, we found something." Sarah bolted across the dig site, dust billowing in her wake. She skidded to a halt at the edge of a freshly excavated pit, where her assistant Jake crouched beside a gleaming object. "My God," Sarah breathed, sliding down into the pit. "Is that... a coffin?" Jake confirmed, his voice quavering. "Solid gold." Sarah knelt, her fingers hovering inches from the coffin's surface. Intricate hieroglyphs covered every inch, unlike any she'd ever encountered. "This shouldn't be here," she muttered. "This region's never shown evidence of this level of civilization." "Should we open it?" Jake asked. Sarah hesitated. Protocol screamed to wait, to document meticulously. But something tugged at her, an inexplicable urgency overriding scientific caution. "Yes," she decided. "Help me with the lid." They positioned themselves on either side. Sarah counted down. 3, 2, 1, lift. The lid resisted, then gave way with a hiss of escaping air. Ancient dust billowed out, sending them stumbling back, coughing. As the air cleared, Sarah peered inside. Her breath caught in her throat. A man lay within, his ebony skin unmarred by time. Resplendent in gold and lapis lazuli, a crown adorned his noble brow. His chest rose and fell with slow, steady breaths. "Impossible," Jake whispered. The man's eyes snapped open. Sarah recoiled, nearly falling. The man sat up in one fluid motion, his gaze locking onto hers. His eyes were jet black, without discernible iris or pupil. Who are you?" Sarah stammered. The man's lips parted. He spoke in an unknown language, deep and resonant. Then he frowned, tilted his head as if listening, and tried again. "I am Asma," he said, his accent thick but the words clear. "King of the Eternal Empire. What year is this?" Sarah's mind reeled. 2024. Asma's eyes widened. "So long," he murmured. The sleep was meant to last only 1,000 years. He climbed out with surprising grace, towering over them. His gaze swept across the site, lingering on the modern equipment. "You have advanced," he said. "Good. We'll need every advantage." "Advantage?" Sarah asked, a chill racing down her spine. "Against what?" Asma's black eyes bored into her. "The real reason I slept, Dr. Chen. The enemy that nearly destroyed my people. An enemy that has been among you, unseen, for millennia." He stepped closer, voice dropping to a whisper. "They are still here. And now that I've awakened, they will come for us all." A high-pitched whine filled the air. Sarah clapped hands over her ears, watching in horror as Asma's face contorted in pain. He dropped to his knees, clutching his head. Through the noise, Sarah heard a new sound, the rhythmic thump of approaching helicopters. Asma grabbed her arm, his grip like iron. "We must go!" he hissed through gritted teeth. "Now!" Black helicopters appeared on the horizon. Sarah faced an impossible choice: flee with this ancient stranger, or stay and face an unknown threat. the whine intensified. Equipment sparked and shorted out around them. Jake collapsed, blood trickling from his ears. Sarah made her decision. She grabbed Asmar's arm and ran, leaving behind everything she knew. As they sprinted towards the nearby ravine, the helicopters drew closer, their spotlights cutting through the gathering dusk. A voice boomed from above, unnaturally distorted. "Surrender the awakened one, and you may live." Asmar pulled Sarah closer as they ran. "Do not listen," he panted. "They are not what they seem." They plunged into the ravine just as gunfire erupted behind them. Bullets pinged off rocks, showering them with stone fragments. "What the hell is going on?" Sarah gasped as they scrambled deeper into the darkness. Asmar's eyes gleamed in the fading light. "The end of your world, Dr. Chen, or its salvation. And it all depends on what we do next." A spotlight swept over them, and inhuman shrieks echoed through the ravine. Whatever pursued them, Sarah realized with dawning horror, was not human at all. This ends part 1. Please tail a look in description for part 2.